Fuck.
Hey, you want to hear about rainy days? You know what sucks a bunch of shit?
Mm-hmm.
You plan a big old vacation to a very far foreign country, and it decides to fucking typhoon on you for most of your vacation.
Yeah, what's up with that? What actually went down there? Because you had to...
This will be a much shorter version, and to those asking, no, we did not record a video like last time because we honestly went to a lot of the same places. It was less of a like exploratory vacation and more of like, I want to be there for a week again. Mm-hmm. It reminds me of what Liam talked about when I first got back the first time, and he was like, don't you understand why I keep wanting to go back? It's like, yes. I imagine over the course of my life, I will actually go back to Osaka relatively often.
I understand. Yeah, I agree.
In terms of like new stuff, new shrines, new castles, had the best ramen in Osaka, as recommended to me by many people. And guess what? The best ramen in Osaka is the shit. It's the absolute best.
Okay.
But in terms of typhoon weather, of course, the day that was scheduled on the plan to hit Inari Mountain again and climb that fucking mountain was the worst of the typhoon weather. And I got to find out what it feels like to have your feet and shoes just completely soaked through for like an entire day.
Yeah, good times.
Just the worst fucking feeling. Just sloshing about like, just the worst. But the main thing that I wanted to talk about, unfortunately, I thought Matt was going to be here when I told you this a few days ago. So now I'm just going to tell it to you again, Wooly.
Hi.
Was that when I went to USJ, I got to do most of the Halloween shit that USJ had to offer.
Last time?
It was too early last time. The last time I went was like I got out of the country by like the 20th. And man, fucking foreign horror bullshit is the best. I also encountered what was a massive disappointment.
Did you?
Yes, I was informed. See,
I'm doing it. It's like I never heard it before.
Yeah. Well, this is new, actually. I was informed by a friend of a friend that Biohazard was totally going to be there this time.
Oh, shit.
Only to find out upon entering into the park that Biohazard is just straight up not there this year.
Oh.
Because so here's my guess. I'm going to assume just Capcom pulled the licensing on it or whatever. And the reason why I think this is that because instead of Biohazard, I wandered over to the exact spot that Biohazard was at. It's part of the Backdraft amusement little tour. Instead, they have Dead Man's Forest.
Okay. Yeah.
So you wander in.
Maybe they just...
and you stand there and you're like, wow, those guys look exactly like Umbrella countermeasure operatives, but instead of stars or UBM... what is it?
BSAA?
Yeah, no, or there's a third one from RE3 called It's the Umbrella Guys.
Yeah.
Instead of that, and instead of red berets... They have black berets, and instead they have an anagram on their shoulder that goes stripes.
Ah, wow. Okay.
And here's the part where I'm like, that's pretty suspicious, but okay. And then you walk in and do the briefing, which is fantastic. They put you in that little auditorium, and they have soldiers talking to you about like, oh no, there's some bullshit out there, yada yada. And then a zombie attacks them. But it's like a horrible mutated, like more Dead Space kind of thing.
Okay.
And in the gunfire, they end up firing off and hitting a barrel, which sprays like zombie gas all over the audience. Which then they inform you that you're infected and that you have to get to the decontamination room. During the sequence, the goddamn Resident Evil movie theme is playing.
Okay, hold on. Are we talking legally distinct?
No.
It's
straight up the RE1 like intro, the Resident Evil movie, like the first one, that intro reel, like the piano thing, the tech piano thing that plays over all the umbrella.
Okay.
It's just that exact track.
Okay,
I would recognize it anywhere. And the best part about it is they give you the decontamination code, which is 429729. And the reason why I remember that is because once you get to the end of the maze, you have to punch that in to close the door.
Right.
And if you don't, you fail.
Yeah, okay.
Then they dump you into this little park with actors jumping out of shit to fuck with you. And in some cases, running straight up to your face at a full sprint. was really lame because Biohazard the Real gives you a gun.
Yeah.
And an ammo counter on your arm.
Oh.
And it gives teams of 8 a handgun and an ammo counter with a health meter.
Oh, fuck.
And you have 30 bullets each, and you have to get through the Raccoon Police Department stage and the hospital stage. And I'm never going to get to do it. I'm never going to fucking get to do it.
That's over. That's...
Like, it's...
I didn't realize it was an actual game.
Yeah, no. And I think... Maybe they didn't pull it. Maybe it's because, like, this Dead Man's Forest is like a straight line with a little maze. They were throwing groups of 30 at this thing, like, and they were making it through. Whereas the Biohazard game is like 15 minutes and it's 8 people max.
Yeah. You ruined that with a group of 30 guns.
Yeah. Like, so I'm just thinking, like, maybe it's just to get more people in faster. Got to see the fucking Chucky thing, which I believe also exists in the U.S.
How long was the Dead Man's Forest? The not Resident Evil.
The intro was about 10 minutes. The maze itself was about 10 minutes.
You think they could have cut that down any? You think they could have made that a little shorter? Maybe
they probably could have.
Could have gotten to the point a little bit more.
Probably.
Yeah. Wasted a little bit of time, don't you think?
Yeah, I felt like. I'm just lucky I didn't wait for like 3 hours to get in because it's like, because like, you know, when you get to a theme park early and you walk through the absolutely absurd line setup that they have that can accommodate like a 4-hour wait, but there isn't one. You're there when the park opens, so you're part of the first group.
Yeah.
Like as I leave and I pass by the fucking Embarcadero or whatever the fuck it's called, I'm like, man, if I had waited 4 hours for that, I'd be fucking pissed, man.
No, ain't nobody got time for that, man. So then next was Chucky.
Well, actually, I'm going out of order because it was all over the place. Like I went to the Harry Potter stuff and all the little stuff, but Chucky is. I'm very certain that this also exists in USJ. I even saw people talking about it on Twitter just in general. But it's a single line maze, but whatever. You have to go through it, and it's just actors are jump scaring the fucking shit out of you by like there's a room that's all hospital beds and bunk beds, and a lot of them are really convincing fake dummies, and a couple are real people that like jump or lunge at you. With the highlight of the whole thing being at the very end, you get to a point where an actor pushes you towards a door that won't open and starts screaming that you can't get out as an actor shows up behind you dressed as Chucky with a chainsaw and runs at the group, only for you to get pushed through a side door and then hear that person get horribly murdered.
Right, yeah, that's always a good one.
And after you leave that and you go into like the nice, like, hey, go check out Cult of Chucky, like little... like last room before the exit, which is all really well lit and calm and has nice music. Like one of the movie billboards is fake, and an actor rips it open and like goes to stab you and scares you. It's fantastic. But probably the most interesting thing there, and I really, really don't think this is ever going to be in the U.S. Because it's about Sadako, is the Terminator 2 Sonico Experience, which, okay, Matt and I have both. He's been to the American one, I've been to the Japanese one. We've gone to the very old style Terminator 2 live show, which has a lady in red talking all sorts of great shit about Cyberdyne, and then it goes to like a 3D like action show with 3D glasses where John Connor comes out on a motorcycle and all this stupid shit, and the actor who plays John Connor is like 45 and all that crap. This is the same and led to, because we were in Japan, and an extreme length of confusion in which we're like, did we walk into the wrong fucking show at 8:30 and the park's gonna close?
Yeah.
And everything goes totally normal, including the speaker just, hey, mugging for the crowd. Where are you guys from? Oh, you're from Fukuoka. Oh, wow. Oh, you guys smell. Whatever.
Do people from Fukuoka smell?
I don't know.
Okay.
Only for the video system to glitch out and show the ring. And I've never actually seen the video of the original ring. It's not quite as threatening. But at some point, the entire system fails and the lights go out and everyone disappears. And you see this. This is such a nice little detail. The staff that is like like, helping people to their seats.
Yeah.
One by one, they freak out, run out of the auditorium, and get killed. Like,
solid.
Out of view, so that you're left with no staff at all in the entire auditorium.
Yeah.
Huge blast of mist. Sadako comes out, and they use what I think was 5 or 6 different actresses and a completely pitch black room and spotlights to imitate her teleportation. So they would have the actors walking on their marks, and you couldn't see shit unless a spotlight was going.
Right.
So they would just switch spotlights, and all of a sudden she would bamf to different areas of the arena. In some cases, appearing in the crowd or directly next to people or stuff like that.
Nice.
It's so cool. I would love to see more like actual crossover events in theme parks.
Those types of setups are the kinds that sound like they either work perfectly or they're the worst.
Yeah.
Because you just
it's a way better show than the Terminator one. It's way more effective because it uses actors.
Yeah.
Instead of like really, really bad 3D.
It's 4D.
And though it's not Halloween based, I should say that I don't know if there's one out in Universal Studios Orlando, but I took the actual scariest thing there was just a roller coaster at the Jurassic Park thing because it uses a new roller coaster trick that I've never seen before. Which
they drop you out and then catch you. Like what?
Almost. So it's called the Flying Dinosaur, which is a really lame name, and it's just got a pterodactyl on the front. Yeah. It does 2 things that I've never seen. One is that it's a typical leg hanger, right? Mm-hmm. You strap in your whole body and your legs hang.
Yeah.
But this one they actually strap your legs in as well. So you're like in a manacled like Iron Maiden. You're not going nowhere.
Okay.
The reason why is that once you sit in and you're strapped all the way in. By the way, you get to see people screaming their asses off at this, and you see the gimmicks that you're about to encounter.
Uh-huh.
I was giggling nervously to the point where the 16-year-old Japanese girl next to me looks at me and goes, "Are you scared?" And I go, "Yeah." And all of her friends laugh. I'm like, "Okay, great. I must look really brave right now." That the little girl is so. Right before the ride starts, it flips you horizontal so that you stare at the floor. So, and the entire roller coaster is done horizontal. You're not vertical at any point.
Oh, Jesus.
You're going so that the feeling is that you're going up.
Okay.
The whole the top of your head is forward.
Yeah.
So you're staring at the ground the whole time.
Yeah.
You don't get to see the horizon at all. And it also means that you can't see the
what's
track
coming up
in front of you very well.
So you just fucking feel it as it happens. Yeah.
And so the part, the huge climb that you would experience in a roller coaster, before the big drop, you're like almost completely inverted.
Oh man, yeah. Okay.
And you can see the people behind you in the machine.
Okay.
So that's pretty great. Lots of loop-de-loops, yada yada. There is a really, really hard loop that hits you with some G's and like your cheeks blow back level, and you're grabbing it and you just it's the one that got me to really scream because it's like it's pushing on your chest. You feel it.
You get that Total Recall going?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what it does, and I saw a warning for this before, so I'm glad I read the warning because there's all the, hey, don't come on here if you have heart conditions. Don't come on here if whatever. And there's a specific warning, just like, if you have a problem with this part of the ride, do not ride the ride. And I understand why they put that. So it is the biggest loop-de-loop, and you're upside down, and the fucking track goes into an 8 by 8 foot black hole in the ground.
Oh, Jesus. Wow, that's a bad one.
That is just...
Oh, and you see it coming up?
Yeah, you see it about 1 second before you go. Maybe 2 seconds.
Oh, that'll ruin some people.
And it is just pure darkness. It's completely unlit.
No.
And it is just wide enough for the roller coaster. And so you see it and then just black, and it feels like you died.
That's the tap out. Yeah.
And that's the last big bump right before the end.
I love that. That sounds... I'm so in on that, but I can 1,000,000% see a lot of people being like, fuck you, hole in the ground.
And I imagine that's actually why they
get out of here, Junji Ito.
that particular that particular like gimmick is why they're strapping your legs in and why there's a height exception on it. Like this is a ride that's like you can't be under this, but you also can't be over this.
Yeah.
Because you need a full inch of clearance no matter what.
So that you don't get decapitated like that fucking New Jersey fun park.
Yeah. And the fun part, the way you know the roller coaster is going to be good is when it's the only ride in the entire park that they ask you to check your shoes.
Yeah, okay.
Before you get on.
Nice.
They go, your shoes tight?
Yeah.
Why?
Nice. The hole was made for you.
Oh man,
it's good.
Getting caught in a typhoon sucks. Universal Studios is great. Japan's great. I love being there.
While you're no Nomu sightings at USJ.
What's that?
Nomu didn't show up at any point.
Nomu did not show up at any point.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I know it's a bummer.
They got to work on that.